It's Kringle time. Sit back, relax. It's time to dive into a world of laughter and learning with the Kringle brothers, reminding us that we are better together.
Hey! Kringle time, everybody.
Hello.
I'm one of your hosts, Michael Howe, and with me is my jolly Conrad.
You changed my name again?
What did you say last time you wrote in the script? There was some jolly. Introduce yourself as the Mitten State Santa, and then you had you as your jolly.
Your jolly sidekick, also the #1 sleigh tech. And I don't know. It changes from day to day.
You're a hoot. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Did you have a good week?
I did. I'm so excited for today's show. I think everybody else is too by looking at some of the chat out there. It's so much fun. We're going to have a real photographer.
Oh, a real one. It's like not an artificial one, not like one of those blow-ups, not like your goiter bear. We were just
talking mess with the goiter.
Bear. I love Goiter the bear. Now, if you have not seen Michael in his bear outfit, tell them about the goiter in it.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll make it for a surprise for the Halloween show.
Oh, that would be good.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
All right, never mind. Forget
these are not the goiters you're referring to.
That you're looking for. Yes, but tonight we want to look at and talk about photography. A lot of Santas, a lot of their work that we do is working with photographers, and a lot of us work with that. But I thought it'd be fun to get on the other side of the desk a little bit, and what are the photographers looking for in their Santa, so because we get calls and stuff, and so we want to make sure that we're best prepared to interview or to put our best foot forward, to be able to get the job and then create magical moments with kids.
And I think that's the important part, is being able to work with the photographer to create that experience. Because again, that's what we're all trying to talk about anymore. It's no longer just, come here, sit on my knee. What do you want for Christmas? Okay, let's smile, click. And that they want to have that whole experience. They want to be able to say, you know what? These were awesome. And you know what makes this so much fun, Michael?
What?
We have a wonderful top photographer who does create those stories.
Yes. Well, before we bring her in, why don't we do some shout outs real quick? Santa Kevin's in here.
Oh, yeah.
And Bruce. Yay. Bruce and Kathy are listening, and Tripp is listening. And
Nader's here, and Patricia, and Travis Lawrence, and my dogs.
Charlie the dog is here. Hello, Charlie. Yes, we're on live.
So you never know. Bubba's in the house with us too, along with Oliver and Patrick Connor from the Santa Patty from Central Park.
Oh, and Jeff is here, and Travis is here, and Don is here, my Californian brother, and Tammy. Oh my, excellent. So, well, let's get working, because I want to make sure we get all of the time in, and we're very, very fortunate. So would you please welcome a very special photographer to us, at least. Everyone has their special ones that they like, and I've got a long list of special photographers. But tonight, you're going to be my favorite one for tonight. Would you please welcome Steffi Boy? Hey, there she is. The crowd goes wild. Oh wait, I forgot my sound effect. I was going to do that. Wait, where am I? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoa, I got to do this. There's Steffi Boy.
Hi.
I was working on my stream deck, and all right, yay!
Hi,
welcome.
How are you?
Hello, how are you guys?
Oh, we're wonderful.
Good, excellent. So awesome. Well, let's get to know you a little bit better for everyone a little bit before we get into the heated question with photography. Tell us a little bit of where are you from, and how did you get into photography? How did this whole picture grabbing the moment, like the 1,000 words kind of thing, picture can take 1,000, all right, never mind. When I can't paint you, the song, all right, I'm stretching it. It's bad.
This is what we get when we get too much caffeine.
So Steffi, go ahead, tell us, where are you from, the name of your studio, and how did you get started in photography?
Well, I am from the Hoosier State, even though I reside in Columbus now. So I know there's some Hoosiers that I've worked with. So some amazing albums that I've already. I got into photography by dance. I in social work, like to take pictures. About oh gosh, 12 or 13 years ago, I started taking pictures of my oldest daughter, Gabriella, and had a little jewelry business. And I started taking pictures of her wearing the jewelry that I was making. And people started asking me to take pictures of their kids.
Cool.
Just snowballed. And I opened my studio about 4 years ago, but I did outdoor natural lighting before that. And soon after I opened the studio, I met, I say my Santa. I know he's like other people's Santa. My Santa for my clients, who I love to call friend, is Ben Bellhorn. And he's just kind of introduced me to this community. And I love all of you.
So we apologize now.
You know, I got the chance to go to Ben's class, you know, master class in Ohio there, and he had you come in, and I thought, oh, this will be a great deal, you know, and one of the things for me that I like to do is I like to get my promo pictures each year from a different photographer every year. And they're going, what? And I go, because I find that every photographer has a little bit different eye, a little bit different way they edit and their creativity. And I like the diversity of having, you know, a wide range of styles and looks. So I had your class, and I signed up for that, and I absolutely loved the work that you did for me, you know, and promote. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from my promos this year.
And
so
I'll be honest with you, Steph, he gushes over those pictures all the time. Oh my goodness. And they are amazing. But you know what intrigued me was you're the first photographer that we actually spoke to that actually uses the term natural light.
Oh.
And that's kind of an interesting take, because a lot of Santa photos are done within studio. So it is kind of an interesting aspect. But all right, Stephanie, so you have your Santa. We do love Ben. Ben is awesome.
Ben is very good.
What are some of the things that you look for in a Christmas performer that you would want to work with?
So when I say Ben as my Santa, I mean for my clients that come in here. And so being around you guys, I get to see all kinds of Santas, just like you guys get to see all kinds of photographers, right? And so I was on the hunt, I say, for a Santa for a very long time, because my clients was just anyone, right? Anyone can put on a suit. Anyone can buy a beard and look like Santa. I wanted Santa. I want someone who looked like Santa. I didn't want someone who pretended to be Santa. I wanted.
Oh,
are we back?
Yep, you're back. That was scary. I wanted, and then poof. It's like, oh, she was going to Burger King. All right. Sorry. So you want Santa? That's the last where I'm at, and so Ben is getting to that spot. Yeah.
So when I saw Ben and I met Ben, I realized he's the real deal. He does not. He had me to the point, to be honest with you guys, I forgot to take pictures for a moment.
That's awesome.
He had me fully believing that he remembered what I got for Christmas when I was 10 years old. And he is trained and he is educated in what he does. And I admire that a lot, because it's a job that a lot of things go into behind the scenes. And so I have a lot of respect for that. But really, I feel like we can't judge everything on appearance, right? But you have to have the look, but you also have to have the character, right? You have to have the mojo, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but you have to have the spirit of being able to answer hard questions, because you're going to have hard questions from children. You're going to be in situations that you don't know how to answer questions, and you have to maintain poise. And so, and then when it comes to my job, I need you to turn on that charm. When I make a certain gesture or give you a certain code word, you know what I need and you know what I mean. That means let's redo it, or let's do it differently, or let's, and he and I caught on to that very quickly, that we needed certain little nuances that only we knew what we were talking about, so that we could keep that personalization special for the families coming in.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let me, I want to make sure I'm understanding. One, so you're talking about your Santa really needs to be educated to understand creating the magic of presenting Santa to the children and to you, and then being able to communicate and work with your photographer enough where that you have a look. I mean, my mom used to have a look and I knew I was in trouble, and she didn't have to say anything, and I off to the room I went. So you're saying that you got to have that communication with one another, where a movement or a look where you know exactly what to do, so you become effortlessly and flowing with one another, right? Awesome. So what else are you looking for, Steph?
I think that for me, what catches my eye is facial expressions, which I've been around you enough, Sam, that facial expressions is a strong suit for you. But you turn that on, and it is captivating to the point that as a photographer, I don't have to tell you what to do, right? You already know that it's like you are in constant motion and in constant movement. So as a photographer, I am not looking for a Santa that's just going to sit there, like you said, Herbie. Like, it's not a sit on your knee and tell me what you want for Christmas. It's a
Right.
personal visit, where we're looking for all those emotions, because through the picture you have to have big tall eyebrows and bright eyes and big genuine smiles, and sometimes that's hard to achieve for some people. So I mean, practice at that, because it's imperative when it comes to photos, because that you evoke is going to transfer to the kids, right? And so that, I think, is probably one of the most important things. And your smile, even if you have a big beard, like most beards are so big and bushy, that you can still smile and it changes. And it changes. So that's so important too.
So what I've gathered so far was communication with the photographer, whether it be verbal or nonverbal communication.
Mhm.
Practice my vowels, because I say it like this, because it's like A, E, I, O, U, and then go right from there. And then finally, what was the last one? I completely forgot now.
It's because you got all caught up in the vowel thing.
I
saw the look in your eye.
Well, to be honest,
it was a glimmer, a twinkle.
To be honest with you, I was looking at my picture and I just fell in love with that. So it's my fault.
You're a hoot. You're a hoot. Well, I tell you what, since we disrupted the whole flow when she talks about flowing and working, let's take a short break and we'll do a dad joke.
What do you call Dwayne Johnson dressed up in a Christmas outfit? Jingle Bell Rock.
Love it. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. What do you call Jingle Bell Rock? All right, never mind. All right, you don't have to explain the dad joke. Okay.
Oh my God. Yes, we already got that one. All right, just a little thing here. We have Deborah Shepard Kaiser. I can't wait to meet Steph next week. So you already got fan club there, Steph. That's awesome.
Yes.
And
that's cool.
Santa Bruce Nord is actually, this is so important. I think I need to share this with some of my photographers.
Oh yeah. That's a good thing. I know in fact, I'm leaving Friday to work with a photographer for the weekend, and I'm always asking Gabby, what do you want me to do? And then I ask the question, what are you trying to capture today? How can I partner with you? And so I always look at, I'm just a live prop for her, you
Well,
know, and so how I can look at it, you know.
But I think that was the other point is that's definitely that I took was from being a Christmas performer and being on set, we can't look at ourselves as props. We have to act because we have to emote. We have to basically take, I don't want to say take charge, but we have to drive it. Now, I've been in photo sessions with you, Michael, and you pretty much do your entire show during a photo session, so you can actually drive it. And all the photographer does is, as Steph does with Ben, you guys you sit there and just take a camera. The next thing else, can you do that again? I forgot to click it because I was learning something new.
Yeah, that's happened. Yeah.
But again, though, it comes right back to going back from earlier shows. It's all about character development and basically knowing who you are and how you can actually bring forth the photographer's vision. Because I'm loving the backdrop behind you, Steph. That is awesome. I could just imagine what photos we could get with that one there too.
I wish that it was a little bit closer. Are you in a laptop? Can you bring that in a little better?
Yeah, look at that right there. Now tell me that's not nice. See?
Isn't that beautiful?
Now
I love it.
Toy shop.
Now to go ahead and just as a reminder, as we're talking about this, Steph is going to be up in Midland, Michigan for the Charles W. Howard
the Michigan Expo.
Well, the Michigan Expo at the Holiday Inn. So at this point in time, I'm just going to throw this out there because why? If you're interested in actually talking with Steph to maybe get some photos, if you want to go down to that state that's south of us.
Yes. But north, if she can come north over the border.
Yeah, she can come. We'll smuggle her over the border to come back to Michigan. Nobody will know that for sure. But this is a way to contact Steph in case you have any questions or you want to see whether or not for availability. So I'm going to leave this up here just for a couple more minutes here, and then we'll proceed. So, Mike, what's the next thing we want to talk?
Well, Steffi, is there any other points that you want to bring up of what? So, in other words, you look at Ben and he. Is there anything else that you're looking for in that Santa that you I guess give the accolade or praise to Ben because he's the real deal, which is awesome. I love hearing that, but is there anything else that you'd like to share that these are qualities or things that you're looking for as a photographer to be able to shoot?
I guess for me, like I think about the people who are probably like listening right now, especially if they're newer to working with photographers. I would say that marketing shoot before actual clients and families come in is so imperative because that's a chance to get comfortable with that photographer and know what to expect from each other. Okay. And say to each other, like, okay, if you see me go like this again or whatever your code word or whatever it is, like establish those communications that should probably be silent the day of your shoot. Establish all of that beforehand. We're on 3 or 4 together, so we don't really have to do that as much anymore. But if Buzz or the photographer is still newer at this and you don't know each other very well, that first initial marketing shoot where there's just either the photographer's children or maybe a paid model call or something like that.
Right.
It's so worth it to just like you just may form a lifelong, relationship with that photographer and Santa that could make memories for so many families if you just that extra step, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right. So talking about memories, when I think of working with photographers and stuff, there's always a screamer. There's always the crier. So on your end, I know there's certain things that I do to help to try to calm that down. You know what I mean? But as a photographer, so what do you do when you get the screamer crier?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because we had one last year that this is another thing that for Santas and maybe talk to your photographers about is the photographer going to have a helper, right? Because if I have a helper, which I always do, that makes your life a lot easier because you don't have as much pressure on you to make sure that happens. But you guys have some nice little tips and tricks to like sneak by. Yeah. And they'll get in the picture even though the child might be unhappy. And that's something that you and your photographer should definitely talk about beforehand. But my family, one of my family members is always here to help me. And last year, oh, God bless Jeremiah, he actually like held this and Ben like kind of like scooched in silently behind him, and we got the greatest picture. I just keep snapping. It's not ideal for the kid to be screaming and crying, but in 10 years at like his, high school graduation, mom and dad are going to be laughing about it still. It's going to be a great memory no matter what.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, so Michael, it looks like you're starring some comments. Why don't you want to bring some of those up? Or
there are so many. I mean, a really good question now, Steph, is Santa Bruce Nord asked, what tips or tricks could you give with working with Santa and Mrs. Claus? What are some like poses or some type of, so you can actually feel the love there? I know it sounds like a Phil Collins song, but
can you feel the love tonight?
Yes, I love that question. And I love that so much because I actually just had the pleasure of photographing Dave and Patty Denby.
And they said their photos are amazing and they get so many compliments on those.
Good. I love that. They are the sweetest. And they were so easy to work with and very open to all of my suggestions. And my suggestion for that especially, like I know we do have some clauses that work together that aren't necessarily a couple or married, but even for just like marketing pictures or, pictures for websites and whatnot, it sounds so weird, but trust the vision, the closer the better. So you don't want space in between, right? Like I don't want to see the wall through the two people. Like I want touching or shoulder to shoulder. And with men and women, I always say, men face me, and then women belly button to hip, right? So we're always going to be at an angle. It's more feminine. Maybe put your hand on the chest. And I like maybe one sitting, one standing. And just almost, I did some with Dave and Patty, and I hope they don't mind me sharing this, where they were looking at each other, and they are married. And so it was very sweet. And I don't remember what I said, but I made them kind of chuckle a bit and caught those moments that maybe was like kind of a Dave and Patty moment, but it looks like a Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Cool.
Now I want to see all these pictures.
Yeah.
Patty, you're going to have to share those pictures. Now, I do have another question from Santa Chris. Now, Santa Chris has an awesome beard because he just went to the Renaissance Festival and won like best beard. So you can imagine that looks like a lion's mane.
That'd be for Chris, yeah.
But he asked, is it better to have an open mouth smile so it shows through the beard and mustache, or close? So in other words, or
yeah, yes. I don't know if this is going to be the answer you want to hear, but both.
Works for me.
I love both because I get in trouble sometimes because I'm my tendency is to open my mouth a little bit, so I get my eyes open, and so I'm being more expressive, trying to create that. So sometimes it's like, yeah. So I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
And really, like that goes back to kind of like constantly changing your facial expression. It should be when you're in front of the photographer and they're constantly snapping, your facial expression should just constantly be changing. Now, I will say there's a picture of Santa, Ben, and one of my clients, and they just had like a sweet little moment of reading a book, and they hugged, and Ben just gave like a little, I say a sweet smile. That's what I tell my kids. Give me a sweet smile. You're not showing your teeth, but you're still smiling. But that was a warm hug moment that I feel like is a little bit different. Whereas like if you're looking in, oh gosh, here, like a box, you're surprised, like, what is that? But like, it kind of depends on what what exactly you're doing as well, I think.
So, so again, though, it goes back to what we discussed before. It's, you have to read the room. I mean, if it's going to be more of like an intimate type shot, you don't want to be so exaggerated. But then if you're trying to get that excitement, like when you first see the children, they're coming in and running to get you, you'd be like, and then of course, like you said, you get those little intimate moments where, you just want to touch your nose and goes, I got you.
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah. So well, let's do this. Let's run our thank you. We have some people we want to thank that we're very very thankful for, their help and everything. And then come back. We've got some more good questions.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and throw one out and let you think about it while we run this real quick. So where do we get backdrops? Fans are looking at that. So I'll let you think about that, and then we'll be back shortly.
Are you going crazy managing clients, contracts, and invoices? Kringle Tracker is here to help you. Stay organized with ease. Keep your sanity in check with Kringle Tracker's intuitive tools to effectively manage your schedule and clients. Our seamless, customizable contract system allows you to tailor your contracts to you and your clients' needs. Prepare for tax time like a pro by tracking your income and expenses and generate reports to make it a breeze. Transform your Claws business by signing up for a free 20-day trial. Kringle Tracker was created by a Claws for the Claws community so you can focus on making magical memories for your clients. Head over to kringletracker.com and sign up for your free trial today.
Welcome back.
it's funny when we talk about
that was really abrupt. I was a little boisterous loud. So sorry.
Well, that's your job, to be boisterous and loud.
Well, no, I get in trouble for it. Don't say that's my job.
Well, you're the yellow M&M, so remember that.
All right, I have the peanut one. All right. Yeah. So
well, you know what? Before we go into this one, before you ask Stephanie the next question here, is we do have a couple more questions. I just want to say, Mike Connor is actually shopping for a backdrop. Steph, where do you get your backdrops from?
Oh, I'm very backdrop picky. Yes, I'm very backdrop picky. I tend to stay away from anything that is not over a certain price, and I'll tell you why. I go with expensive backdrops because they're worth it. They are very three-dimensional, they're very realistic, and I go for backdrops that you can set and do props with. Some of my favorite are Fancy Fabrics and Baby Dream. I tend to stay away from, I don't want to say who I stay away from because that sounds bad, but if they're cheap or on Amazon, they're usually not worth it.
Yeah, I've done Amazon ones where I was not happy with the quality of the picture and the fading component of it. I was like, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, and you can't do anything with them because they come folded, and you can't steam them because they're pretty much just paper and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
I agree. You do have to be picky, but you have to know what you want first, and you just can't just go be crazy because they do get expensive.
They get very expensive, but they do run sales.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that my favorite fabric of a backdrop, actually, I shouldn't say that. I have 2 rooms set up right now. One is all fleece, which is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's room. You guys can't see that right now. And then the toy shop is actual just fabric.
Okay.
Cool. So did we answer the question for Mike? Did we get a name, a place?
Well, yeah. She said, what was it? Baby Creations and Fancy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dream.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I was.
All right. Now I'll let you ask your question. What's your question, Michael?
Well, it was the backdrop question. Remember, I answered before, and then you came in and you did it for me. It was the backdrop. I was answering for Michael.
Well, you know what? Just to show you how popular you are, from Jennifer Blakesley. Hello, Santa from Reed City. Have you ever done pictures at Linden Beach?
Ludington.
She said Linden.
Well, I know, but she meant Ludington.
At the lighthouse.
Well, at least I think she meant Ludington. There's a lighthouse there that we love. It's just an hour I'm just an hour from Lake Michigan, which is awesome, and I haven't Santa. I've done some pictures there. Yes. And I've taken, and I've got some summer shots that I've done there on the beach there in Ludington. But if you would like pictures there, Santa's willing to travel to Ludington. We get a photographer. Let's get it all set up and we'll go have fun for the day.
You know what?
It's a great place.
And you know, it's funny. We have Santa Scott Parsons out of Newfoundland, Canada, way up north. And what he did is he converted his garage into a Santa studio. And then he invites photographers to come to his studio and shoot there as well. So there are different aspects that you could do. And then we have one from Stacy Dotson Buer. And I think this one is more towards you, Steph. Do you like having Santa interact naturally and capturing some of those candid moments versus all posed shots? Is a nice mix of posed and candid best?
Yeah, I would say 100% mixed. Yes. So this could go for photographers or Santas. Before we ever do a set, we talk about, Ben and I talk about, I usually have about 7 different poses. I don't like that word necessarily, like shots that I want to get, whether that's a milk and cookie shot, a reading a book shot, a looking in the present shot. I try to cycle through those way. And there will be times that the best picture is not looking at the camera at all. But mom and dad that want the posed, and I get that. I want that too, as a mom, but you know, we kind of do that at the end. Yep.
So you pretty much just allow the set to go and create like a natural flow, and then you just capture those intimate shots this way, and then at the end you're going, okay, now we need to get your traditional ones.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I always try to style my sets in a way that the kids have something tangible. Like right now I'm sitting at my the workbench, Santa's workbench, where you make toys, and I have blocks and I have cars. And all of the things to keep busy, you know, hands busy. And that keeps them entertained for 15 minutes and they can talk.
Well, I could say this, Michael and I, both our backdrops and everything else that we have behind us is all interactive. We can turn right around and pick up many things behind us, just so I could bring it forward as well. Santa Chris and maybe even Michael can actually pose to this one too. Is what?
Sorry, it was the photography talk. I couldn't resist it. All right, never mind. I'll shut up.
Anyways, I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. What is the best way for a Santa to find a photographer? Cold call at a studio, in person, phone call, email, social media? How do you prefer that initial contact?
I would say that join your local groups on social media. So here in Columbus, we have more than a dozen sub groups and whatnot. So I guess depending on your area, if you have those types of groups that are specific for your hometown, post, because, and I would seek the photographers out who are good in your area that have an editing style you love, because photographers are everywhere. And there are photographers that are different and do things differently and different kinds of education. So when you look at their website and their pictures, I would go after the ones that you really like their editing style, what they're doing. Do they have good reviews? Because their reputation is going to be your reputation too.
Okay, now Michael, in a short answer,
yes,
the photographer that you're going to see in New York, how did she find you?
You know, that's exactly. People are going, oh my gosh, you set for a photographer? Yeah, she flies me out twice a year to New York, right? So this weekend, September, and then November. Well, whatever. That's a different old story. It was literally, she saw posts. She saw my pictures. She saw things that I was posting, social and with Facebook, and then so she reached out to me and she said, "Do you travel?" Well, sure, I can travel, And,
I drive a sleigh with 9 reindeer. I can go anywhere.
And so it literally, then we just started talking about, compensation and then because, the cost of flying and all that are a lot higher. And so, but whatever, we worked out our agreement and then the whole 9 hours. And so I'm going, this is my 5th year I'm flying out with her, you know what I mean? So it's back to that, having a good relationship. And it's, I know for me, I find, you said short, I find setting in New York completely different setting in Michigan. I have to change my frame of thinking a little bit, because kids and families, at least where I'm setting there, they're a little bit different than Michigan, and they articulate differently, and things that they get excited, about, or magical about. I find small differences in the places, the different, I mean, there's still family, there's still love Santa and the whole 9 yards, but I see differences that I just have, as a Santa, I need to make sure that I'm aware of, so I can keep creating magical moments for them.
Now, see, one of the photographers I sit for, and I know most of the gentlemen on this call are going to freak out here, but go to art shows, go to what is it, like different types of art fairs or arts and craft fairs, because a lot of times photographers, especially if they do kind of like the oil photography, they will set up booths out there to sell. And I approached one, ended up speaking to her, showed her my Facebook page and stuff, and she says, well, would you be interested in sitting for Santa photos for me? And then that just started a relationship going for the last 3 years now. So there's a lot of different things, but cold call, but you have to have the confidence to go out. You have to basically, and again, I think Steph has given some really good tips. I mean, we still have a few more things up here too. Like Scott Parsons, any advice for outdoor pictures? Outdoor pictures, because you are natural light. You're like the new Thomas Kincaid.
Well, I should clarify. I started as a natural light photographer, but now I do have a studio. I do love outdoor pictures. I've actually never done any with Santa, but I'm not saying that's off the list. I just fell in love with studio photography and backdrops and sets over the last 4 years that I kind of ran with it. But I guess what specifically about natural light? What, can you repeat that maybe?
He just says just any type of advice for outdoor pictures. I mean, settings. I mean, I guess even if you do, I mean, I don't know if Ben comes in wearing like makeup or something like that to highlight some of the features. Do you want to actually look at things of that?
Do you like Ben wearing makeup? Just jump into.
We're just going to talk about Ben now.
Well, I don't know that Ben wears makeup. He's never said that before. I will say that he did wear Santa Kevin O'Brien here recently, like last week, and he did. And his pictures, I like how they turned out with the little blush on the cheeks and the nose, and I like that. I hadn't seen that before, but I really liked how it turned out. I will say that as far as like outdoor though, if you shoot outdoor, I love like near the bridges, or like almost like a covered bridge area. Do you know what I mean? I feel like would make a really beautiful photo. Or look around town. There's almost always someone who rents out a red truck, and people love the outdoor red truck sessions. They just love it.
Now, I often hear of the golden hour.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes. So there's actually an app for that where you put in your location and it'll tell you what time the sun sets every day in your area. And that's when you basically, the shadows are perfect. The sun is perfect. Right now here in Ohio, our golden hour is around 7:45-ish p.m., where it's not harsh light. You don't want harsh light. You don't want to be looking into the sun where everyone's squinting, and you don't want shadows on the face.
Perfect.
So that's why we all love golden hour.
Yeah.
Now, here's one question, and even Michael can say it too, because you take a lot more photo sessions than I do. But how long should a typical session be?
I'll go for that one first, and then Michael, you could probably piggyback off of this. But I set my sessions for 15 minutes, no matter what package my families choose, especially with little ones. Their attention span is between 10 and 15 minutes, and you're going to get the best pictures at the beginning of that session. So the most important pictures, if it's a family of 5 and they have a 2-year-old, get the group picture first, because you're going to lose the little one first, right? They're going to be wanting a snack or wanting TV or wanting mom or blah, blah, blah. You know, they want to go off and do something else other than take pictures. And so start with the littlest ones first in the group pictures, and you should be good to go. 15 minutes is a lot more time they would get than they would get at the mall. So I feel like that's enough time for personalization. Call them by. I actually have a nice list that every child, their name of the families that book with me, their name is on that list so that they can see their name on the list, which keeps them engaged. So as long as you can keep them engaged for 15 minutes, I would say in 15 minutes, I probably shoot between 400 and 500 photos.
Yeah.
And how about you, Michael? What's your average duration?
Well, 15 minutes is a good time. In other words, I can get a lot of poses, a lot of children moving and working with their body motion and that kind of stuff, and interacting with them and props and stuff like that. 15 minutes is a great time. I do have a couple photographers that book half-hour sessions, but they have multiple scenes set up too. So in other words, on this half of the room, we're having our living room scene, and then we do the 15 minutes, and then I get up, I literally walk away, coat comes off, and then it's cookie time. And then I literally put on my chef's hat, my apron, that kind of stuff. I do a wardrobe change, and then we come and we decorate cookies, and we have that. And then, so I'm literally bouncing that. Those sessions usually go 25 minutes to 30 minutes, when they're doing multiple sets of that nature. But with one set, one backdrop, the 15 minutes is a great time. And I've had some do shorter 10-minute sessions, which has to be a little bit more focused on what they want. But I like the 15-minute sessions better.
I'm becoming the master of the mini session. You get 5 minutes to take as many pictures as you can. And those are always a blast because I never know what I'm going to be doing. We do have this one. I know, Steph, you said, you provide some props on set, the blocks, the toy truck and stuff like that. What do you do with a single Mrs. Claus, and whether or not should a single Christmas performer bring their own props?
That's something that I feel like you would want to have that discussion ahead of time. Now, if we're talking about families or just headshots, like when I do just headshots with you guys, we're doing both. Actually, if Deborah Kaiser is still in the chat, she's going to come next week. We've talked about the set that we're going to do. She has a prop that she's bringing, and had some props to match that theme that she preferred. And so it's just a matter of kind of communicating beforehand. What do you have versus what do I have? And what do we need to order? What do we need to get in addition to that?
Awesome.
So that vision, talk about that vision first, and then what do we have and what do we need to add to it?
So really it goes all the way back to communication.
Yes.
Have open communication, not only before, during, and even after, so you can always come back. And now this is going to be kind of a fun one. So we're going to put Michael on the spot.
Oh, wait a second. Let's do trivia first.
No, I want to put you on the spot first.
All right, fine.
It's fine because this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun for Steph and I. All right, Steph, what I'd like you to do is actually shoot out different poses that you want Michael to actually take.
And remember, I'm setting.
Wait.
Because this is the question. What are some poses and props you use? So what I'd like to do is actually say, okay, Michael's on set with you, and okay, now he's going full Vogue.
Yeah.
What do? Direct him.
You just looked in a Christmas present and the elves messed up. Yeah. Okay. Or you just looked on the toy line and they accidentally put the wrong heads on the Barbie dolls. You know. Okay. Or you really want another cookie, but Mrs. Claus said no.
Because you just had a cookie.
Oh yeah, we'll do Ben's story. Just a cookie. Just what?
A cookie. You're
funny.
Behaving again.
I'm doing what?
Jinx. Do you Jinx the elf is
missing? Yeah. Where's Jinx?
Oh,
Jinx is behaving.
What are we getting Jinx in here? No, that what I just did there, I mean, is an interesting gig. Yeah, I think you got to be aware of some stage presence stuff. I mean, this is where some of my acting in high school and in college and stuff come in. Knowing that you don't want to do the typical I'm talking to you and now this straight in here. So you have to position it and go. I mean, so some of those face turns and that kind of stuff is a good thing too to throw out there. But yeah.
And then again, you can see that many of the props actually go along with actually telling the story of the actual session itself. If you're doing a toy workshop type theme, then you're going to have different toys that the children can interact with. And again, with the editing process, props can always be added in. I do one where we literally take a old burlap bag filled with newspaper, and then with the wonderful world of editing, it turns into a beautiful bag with Christmas magic coming out of it. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of questions we're getting, and I don't really want to touch on this subject because each photographer is an artist in their own right, but it's pricing.
Yes.
And pricing is, and this is just my opinion, this is a personal relationship, a personal discussion that you have to have with each and every photographer. The only thing I would end up saying is look at your time, look how much you actually are investing into looking good, looking the part, education, as well as Steph pointed out earlier. You need to basically come in being Santa, not just a prop. So the more education, the more relatability you have to the families, all will come into play here. But when it comes to pricing, that's a discussion because everybody's different.
Yeah, you gotta. That's a rough one. There's no set things. I mean, I've had a burger for lunch that only cost me $2, and I've had a burger for lunch that cost me $25. You know what I mean?
And I was there for that.
I'm so glad you paid.
I did too.
All right. And so, yeah. All right. Let's do some trivia.
Let's go into the trivia here.
Let's get a trivia. Let's get a winner.
All righty here. So
it's a song trivia tonight. We'll prep everybody.
All right. So here comes the question, and we're going to shoot real quickly here because I think this is going to be.
Show it up?
I will. I got it here. I'm already on it, buddy.
All right.
All right. Who sang "And So This Is Christmas" for Weak and for Strong?
Oh, this is a good. I would think. Oh, I got to get over to comments so I can watch comments come in.
Well, yeah, we got comments coming here, and then we got Facebook and going.
I feel like if my parents are on this chat, they're both gonna know it.
Well, that's good. They can actually then go to Cornerstones, North Pole Cornerstones.
Oh, Santa Bruce. Oh, not quite, Bruce. Well, we didn't take in fact. Could it be recorded by more than one person?
Oh no, but actually,
ding, 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 ding.
All right. We have our winners. We have our winners. Looking at the timestamps for everybody, we have a combination of
the two people,
Zinga Claus and Jenny Kringle. The answer is John Lennon, and of course, his wife Yoko Ono.
His beautiful wife Yoko.
All right, let me go update this log. Well, your name is going to be submitted into.
So, what do they get? What by getting that correct, Michael? What do they get?
Well, their name will be submitted into a drawing for a possibility to win a scholarship to North Pole Cornerstones that takes place in San Antonio, Texas, in January to February of 2025. It was awesome. It's a lot of fun. You'll get to go on some excursions as well. Get a full weekend of learning and fellowship and getting to know other Claus performers. If you would like if you like any more information, you can always go to northpolecornerstones.com. So again, congratulations to
it was Jenny and somebody else. Yeah.
Zinga Claus
and Jenny.
And Jenny Claus. Is it Jenny Claus or is it Jenny Jingle?
No. Where is that? Is Jenny Kringle?
Jenny Kringle. So didn't Jenny?
I do really hope.
Actually, Jenny Kringle is already there on August 21st, so she is not eligible. So it's just Zinga Claus today.
Oh, but thanks for answering.
Yeah, I did. Awesome. See, Jenny, your name is already submitted. So we're going to take this down. That's because Mike already put the answer up. Thank you so much. All right, let's go back.
Let's do this one more time because, gosh, I hate to say this. I'm having so much fun. Our time's coming quick, and I want to bring up Steffi's.
Sure.
Just remind everybody.
Would you let me do it?
I'm clicking it. You're clicking.
That's how sync we are.
You're a hoot. We're both synced together. Hey, just a reminder, she'll be at the Michigan Expo at the Holiday Inn in Midland, Michigan in October. And if you're going to the Charles W. Howard School, please, give a shot to Jenny. I'm thinking Jenny Kringle's. Give a shot to Steffi. Give her an email. Set up a time. You still have open sessions, right, Steph?
Absolutely do. Yes.
And remember this: you don't have to be a registered student to attend the school, to attend the Michigan Santa Expo. This is actually separate from the school itself. So even if class is going on, guess what? Steph will still be available.
Still be there. You can get pictures and that.
So,
and I'll say this too. I realize when I look at my photographer, and I'm going away for the weekend, and they've got to edit, and they've got a family, and they've got kids, and they got no home theirs. But Steffi, your turnaround and getting pictures back to me was absolutely wonderful. I mean, that's just like, oh, I'm not having to wait months.
Yes.
That will never happen. Yeah, I try to get them back in a very timely manner for you guys.
So if you still need some promotional pictures and you're going to be in Michigan in October, you have some time to get some nice shots to get some things out.
And again, as Don Sullivan said, marketing shoots are a great idea as well, because again, what I like to do, especially when I go in search of an interview for a potential job, I bring a book with different looks. So the client can actually see the different suits, the different alternate looks as well. So now we can actually start discussing what we really want to do on the show. So we're not just talking basically photography as an event or a gig. This is really important, guys and ladies and elves, to basically create your own portfolio. So you do have those marketing shoots to make business cards, postcards, and also to put on the internet to actually keep your social media going.
Yeah.
Another comment I'd like to make too is, if you are approaching a photographer, be respectful. Steph said, Santa Ben is her Santa. If she needs another Santa, she'll reach out and find somebody, but don't pressure a photographer and say, no, you need to hire me because I'm better. Be respectful. And understand that it's not just a one-off. Photographers in the Claus community develop a relationship that is not only important to them, but also to the clients that they serve, because I've heard of generations coming back to see the same Santa and photographer. So
one of the questions that we had, Steffi, is at the expo, do you have a package deal where like 3 photos for X amount of money, or,
Yes. So I have 3 different packages that come in 3 images, 5 images, 10 images. And if you are interested in that, please shoot me a message. You can either do it through the website that's down there, or a lot of you are already friends on Facebook. If we're not, feel free to add me on Facebook. I'm Steph Boys. My last name actually is just then we'll connect that way. I'll have different backdrops there too. Like, there won't be just one backdrop, so it will be able to change them out if you want to do a couple different ones on different days and whatnot. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. And I have a suit question. I'm excited. This weekend I'm wearing my brand new suit that I just had made, and because I've had 3 of my photographers want dark red. I've never had a dark red suit. I've always had, a cherry red or a nice bright red. And so is that, do you have a preference with that? So now I've got the dark one because of some photographers that want that,
I really think on editing style for that particular photographer. I like both. If I had a choice, I would probably say dark, but I don't mind the cherry red. It's classic.
That's awesome.
It's like you, Michael. Classic.
Classic.
Yeah. age-wise as I get older. It's just because you're younger than I am, so you make all those jokes.
Yeah, I can't say that. But no, we're getting called out. Debbie Folks, Ful. She has said, I am so proud of Steph and her Santa sessions. She does a fantastic job.
And I say yay to that.
I do too. But is that family?
It is family.
That's awesome. Hi, family. Now
Hi, family.
now you're part of ours, and that's how much fun it is.
She here when we do marketing sessions, she gets such a kick out of watching it because it really is captivating because it's storytelling at its finest. It's amazing to watch, and you feel like you're really watching the true Santa, and it's amazing.
Too fun.
And
well,
I got one more thing I can about.
All right,
Bubba Claus, I think you and your Santa in training Ty should get up with Steph and get a father-son, so you can now show future generations that you had the Santa in this generation that carried over the line to the next one. And we're sorry we couldn't make it to the Renaissance Festival, but I was too busy in the workshop building the deck, and Michael was actually playing nurse. So
I was a candy striper nurse for my wife. She had a hip replacement. I do know one of the things that hopefully that we'll be able to do soon is I really want a picture of me in my Santa suit with Logan Bellhorn dressed up.
What's his elf name? What's his elf name?
Nagel.
That's right.
And I really want that. That was just one of those I got to talk to Ben saying, Ben, can I borrow your son? I really want a picture as his elf together with him. So, but whatever, that's just down the line. It's on my bucket list. So do us a favor. We're coming to a close and an end, and thanks so much. But we have a few questions for you, so don't think that we're going away.
Oh yes.
But do me a favor, everyone. Please like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Kringle Brothers. And also like us on Facebook, if you would. All of those clicks and those Roger talks about algorithm-y stuff. Thank you, Roger, for teaching me some of that IT stuff. I appreciate it. And we appreciate your support. And do us a favor, if you have a comment, suggestion, as we're coming to an end, next Wednesday will be our last show for the season. And then we're off working. And so we would love your inputs and what you would like to see, and as we can prepare in January, of course, because we're coming up to a busy season. So anything else, Michael, on the end before we ask Steffi some last questions that we bring up?
Now, even though next week will be the last show for the season, remember, you can always contact us at kringlebrothers2@gmail.com to basically ask any questions, ask anything else, or if you just need a little pep talk.
Yep. And then talking about that, Don, I sent you the link for the insurance. I texted it to you, Don. You should have it. So just let him know.
And Gary, when we were referring to the dark red, we are talking about the burgundy suit. Michael's suit is just a little darker red because he got that through Santa Company LLC. So it's not like the traditional Adele's burgundy suit.
It's a little bit different. I forget the exact cardinal name. There's some cardinal, the wool on it, but whatever. I absolutely love it. I should bring it out. So
are we ready to play the Northern Lights Lightning game?
Northern Lights Lightning session with Steffi Boy, famous photographer.
The new Thomas Kincaid.
All right, now you've got to just answer these questions quickly. You can't think a whole lot about it. Promise? No thinking?
No thinking.
Or you'll hear this song.
Oh, wait. I could do this or the All right, I got my button ready. All right. Are you ready? When it comes to Christmas trees, real or fake?
Fake, 100%.
What's your
when
favorite
it comes
Christmas
to Christmas
movie?
Lights? What?
Oh, I want to do one. What's your famous Christmas movie?
Oh, wait. That's number 6 on my list.
Okay, well, you just answer the question. I'm going to sit here and look pretty.
And then we've learned about pointing to you. So when I get to that one, I'm going to go like this.
Oh,
and then you can ask that question.
Okay.
How's that? We
Good.
got the cues now. We've communicated
I got the cue.
beforehand. All right, awesome. Okay, so Christmas lights, clear or multicolor?
Clear.
Solid or blinking?
Solid.
The topping on your Christmas tree.
An angel.
Oh, an angel. Your favorite
movie? Your favorite movie? You said famous movie. I was saying I didn't know she was an actress.
I'm reading.
But what's your favorite
Well,
Christmas
did I
movie?
miss up that cue? I went over the cue. I had the photography in my mind. This is going to be great. I'm going to be wonderful. And then I messed it up. All right, let's try it again. All right, so we just got the answer. Angel.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Elf.
What's your favorite Christmas cookie?
Oh, peanut butter chocolate kiss cookie.
Ooh. Wait a second here. Oh, the big kisses. Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. Just all of a sudden I thought, what? Is there a new chocolate? No. Oh, chocolate. Okay. All right. Another favorite question, Michael.
That's all I know. Oh, what's your favorite song? See, that's how we do cues.
The song?
Yes.
Oh, Holy Night.
Oh, beautiful song. You know what it sounds like to me, Michael? Steffi has the classic Christmas heart.
She does have. I would, if I had to do this, the Brene Brown social thing. Yeah. That would be So what's your favorite Christmas smell? When you smell it, it just takes you back going, oh, Christmas.
Oh, like sugar cookies baking.
Oh, sprinkles.
Of course.
Everything is good with sprinkles.
Well,
you can put sprinkles on spinach and I'll eat that.
No way. I do tell kids, I go, Mrs. Claus tried to make me eat a broccoli cookie the other day. I didn't like it.
Yeah, mine are asparagus cookies.
Oh, it was, there's just something about a green cookie that I just didn't like. I'm not sure if it reminded me of the Grinch or not, but yeah. So, all right, too much fun. So thank you, Steffi, so much for putting up with our shenanigans.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate you so much.
And we're looking so forward to seeing you in Michigan in October. We can hardly wait.
And it'll be a wonderful thing to see you again.
And I hope everybody else who's going to Charles W. Howard comes and says at least hi to Steph.
See me.
So excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and we appreciate it and we love you much. May all your Christmas dreams come true.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
I have it tonight, Michael. I got it tonight.
Well, you know what? I was disappointed. I was hoping Steffi was staying for the Afterglow party. Okay. I forgot to tell her.
That's okay. But here you go. A bus driver, a teacher, a
bus driver, teacher, coach,
a football player.
Ooh, especially since Sunday's the opener day, right?
That's right. Lions opening day are sitting on a bus. What are they doing?
I don't know. What are they doing?
They're talking about watching the Kringle Brothers in Kringle Time.
You know what? I know it's really stupid, but for some reason, I really like that joke, that repetitive joke thing.
It's fun. But we do have one other thing I like to point out just in the Afterglow here. David Renaud, if you're still with us, yes, next week is our last show. But TNL Network is actually going to be hosting a Halloween show in October, and we will be part of that, but it will not be the same type of format.
And it's wearing Goiter the Bear.
I already have my costume in play here. You already know it. So if you want to meet Goiter, you're going to have to tune in on October 29th. Thank you, AJ, for pointing that out for us.
Yes, awesome. I was thinking about dressing up as an M&M.
That's awesome, too. I could do that, too. But if I put the blue on, I look like a Smurf.
Oh, it would be good.
We could go with Smurfs.
So I've heard the question is if Smurfs are blue, what color do they turn if they hold their breath?
Purple.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
They don't turn white?
No. Because then you wouldn't be able to see them, since most of them wear white hats and white pants.
Well, I know, but when I push my skin, I push it, and then when I let my finger up, there's like a little white spot that just slowly dissipates.
But that's capillaries.
Capillaries?
That's capillaries. That's blood flow, brother.
Blood flow.
Yeah. So if you're basically going to hold your breath, you're not restricting blood flow, you're restricting oxygen. So you're going to actually end up turning like a different shade of blue, which would be purple.
Ah.
See,
So
science.
so logic in there.
So do you want to let everybody know where we're going to be at here? You don't know.
I wasn't sure. Sorry.
All right.
Go ahead. Tell them.
We have Michael and I, the Kringle brothers, will be in Washington State at the end of September. Then we'll be at the Charles W. Howard School in Midland, Michigan in October.
Please say hi to us.
Please say hi. We love talking to everyone. And then we'll be doing the master class in Ohio in March.
Knock on wood. I'll be all well and walking well then.
Yes, unfortunately, for those that don't know, Michael will be having a knee replacement. So if you would like to, on December 30th, send him all the get well cards you want.
Well, I just appreciate prayers. Yeah,
prayers will work too.
Got to get through the season.
And don't forget the Santa family gathering in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, we'll be there too. That'll be fun.
We will be there. All right, Michael. It was so much fun. Didn't we?
Right.
Steph is a great to be on with us.
I enjoyed it very much.
So, but we love all of you. Oh, Steph's coming back. There she is.
Wait till I bring her in. There, you're back. Now, this is the after party. So we always tell one dad joke in the after party. Do you have a dad joke?
Oh, how do you make a tissue dance?
How?
You put a little boogie in it.
Oh, we should have got that on video. That's next week.
No, it is on video. We're still recording. We're live.
There you go.
There we go. We got the dad joke. Boogie, do the John Travolta. You're awesome, Steph.
I had to do a quick little scenery change.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect.
Oh, I like that.
The amazement of backdrop.
Is that coming with you? Will that be in Midland?
No, but it will be in Gatlinburg at the Santa family reunion.
Ooh.
All right. Awesome.
So again, multiple opportunities to see Steph and get your photos done.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Blessings, everyone. We love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.